Welcome to another episode of Agents of Travel. I'm your co-host, Garrett Palm.
And I'm your other co-host, Rachel Van Ness.
And each week we interview a special guest. We interrogate them on their previous travels.
And this is so we can pitch them their dream trip. They ultimately choose a winner, and that decides which of us is promoted to being a part-time agent.
Usually interrogation sounds scary, but we do it for the benefit of them. Because we want to get to know them so we can pitch them their dream trip.
We just want to help.
We just want to help.
This episode, we're helping
Jewell Karinen. Jewell is, well, I worked with Jewell on Tabletop News. She was one of the co-hosts.
And I met Jewell for the podcast.
And I was on Jewell's, her podcast, which is the
Parasocial Social Club.
Thank you. Parasocial Social Club, along with Charlie, and they interview parasocial icons, and it's a great podcast.
Did it feel good to be called an icon?
No, I felt like a fake.
Oh,
fraud.
no.
But you can also find Jewell. She has a web series, The Party, a 7-episode D&D sitcom web series.
Wow, incredible.
I know. And she's done a lot of good stuff. She's an actor, and take a look at her website, jewellkarinen.com. Anything else we should add?
Get ready for another great episode. Here we go.
Go!
You have a motorcycle dad.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a mom are we talking about here?
Oh, good question.
My mom is also cool. I hate to tell you guys. I hate to tell you.
What kind of mom is
Cool
she?
parents came together.
She is the kind of mom who moved across the country in her early 20s and ended up in the Bay from Long Island, New York.
Long Island.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So a huge culture shift. But other than that, she's just a badass, music-loving mom.
Okay, music mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely music mom.
She plays
Rock?
some instruments?
Rock mom?
I would say rock mom. She's not a musician herself, but more of like a purveyor of the arts.
Mm-hmm.
She, like, when my sister and I were kids, we would be driven to LA to see a show at the Hotel Cafe.
Awesome.
From San Diego.
From San Diego, yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So 2 hours. The Hotel Cafe?
The Hotel Cafe,
What
which
is
still
that?
exists.
What is
It's
that?
in the heart of Hollywood, which I now know is just the worst.
Yeah, yeah. But we all had this misconception that Hollywood was awesome
Spectacular.
before we moved here.
Yeah. I also we went to so many venues. We went to the Viper Room.
Oh, cool.
We went
Okay.
to a place that I think was called Terminal. No, that's in New York.
That's in New York.
It's in New
Yeah.
York. I can't. Oh, the Knitting Factory. That's a venue that used to exist on Hollywood Boulevard, and then it turned into a Muji. So if you know where the Muji was,
Because there was also a knitting factory in New York.
yes, I think they might still exist there.
Okay.
but they are since deceased here in Hollywood.
They're now
RIP.
Muji. That's like what was the Lower East Side music venue that was cool for all the punk shows were there?
Oh yeah. Is it
E.G.
CBGB?
CBGB.
It sounded like you
I
were
know.
scatting to get there.
But and that's now a Paul Schmidt hair salon or Vidal Sassoon or something like that.
Paul Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell.
Who's Paul Schmidt?
That's
What
Nate
hair is
Smith's-
he doing?
That's Nate Smith's
Dad.
dad-in-law, father-in-law.
Dad-in-law.
Dad-in-law. That's a friend of ours in Portland.
He's doing hair.
He's amazing at hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good. He knows one
Wow.
haircut, but he does it really well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a military shave.
Yeah.
Look, this is great. This is very fun.
Much
Yeah.
like Paul Schmidt, we are not who we claim to be.
Yeah,
No.
we are both, Rachel and I, secret travel agents.
Okay. You guys lied.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's part of the job.
We omitted the truth. Secret agents, this is what they have to do their whole lives. They can't tell anybody what they're doing.
What
And
we're doing
what
our
we're doing.
whole lives.
I'm starting to think there's a third secret layer to this that hasn't been revealed yet either.
Maybe someday you'll get to see that next level.
Be like, this wasn't meta enough.
No. But we have secret agent names because we work for the national office, the national tourism. Yeah, Ntato, the National Tourism and Travel Office.
Ntato.
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 That was right. You got it right.
Yep.
Okay.
And my secret travel agent name is Secret Agent Sticky Toffee Pudding. It's my favorite dessert, and it's a dessert from the British Isles. It's it's like a spice cake just drenched in toffee syrup with a cream.
That sounds delightful, and
it's great.
It's very good whimsical secret agent name.
Thank you.
And mine is Secret Agent Pannenkoeken, which is Dutch for pancake because I am Dutch and I like pancakes.
And that's
they
also
can be
whimsical.
sweet and savory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't talk about that often, but they can be savory.
Yeah.
Do you want them to be though?
Really?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I'll take them anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for revealing your identities, your secret identities to me, but also no thank you for the deception that has led up to this.
Thanks for firmly establishing your boundaries.
We respect that.
Appreciates and not appreciates. We've heard your feedback. We've written it down.
Yes, and we will respect those boundaries for our identities from here on out.
Okay.
But we will be interrogating you.
Okay.
And that will, we will also interrogate you within your boundaries.
Wow. This I got to tell you guys, the most respectful interrogation I've been through.
We've gotten that before.
Yeah.
So do you enthusiastically consent to this interrogation?
I enthusiastically consent, and I will continue to throughout the interrogation.
Okay, just let us know if you ever feel unsafe.
Absolutely.
And we will let you out.
I will.
Because we are gathering data, and we are trying to work our way up in Tato to try to become, we are interns right now. We're trying to become real life travel agents.
Okay. I didn't realize I was dealing with a lower rung.
Oh, is
that hurt?
Yeah.
Now I feel a little less betrayed, to be perfect. Okay, got it.
Well, that's
that
fair.
was the third layer. We're unpaid interns.
It's okay. You can lash out because we deceived you.
And
It's
we have no
understandable.
power.
Yeah, we have no power. So we have some questions, and we're going to pitch you our dream trips, and you will choose at the end whose dream trip you want to go on, and that is reported to our boss.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have a very important job, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You, among with a select other few, are in control of our future.
Yes.
Wow, huge.
This is your Marvel moment.
Huge.
Jewel,
Yes.
are you ready?
Yeah, okay, yes.
What was the first trip that turned you on to travel?
Okay, so remember when my mom drove across the country?
Yes, from Long Island.
Yes, from Long Island to California. Well, I guess she was like, that was fun, because one of the first trips that I have real memories of is us taking a family road trip from San Diego to Yellowstone and the Tetons.
Yeah.
Which is a haul.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
haul in the blue Toyota van.
Did you have a TV in there?
Hell yeah, we did.
What'd you watch?
Thank you for asking.
And by what'd you watch, I mean, what movie did you watch over and over and over and over?
Thank you for asking. Well,
And
guess
by-
what?
And what year was this? This will establish.
I don't really understand how to remember years.
Okay, fair. You're timeless.
But I think that the technology I'm going to describe will explain.
Okay.
So we had a VHS recording of 3 episodes of Rugrats.
Hell yeah.
And I actually remember that I was supposed to save those episodes until when we got there, because it was going to be a long trip. So it was like, I'll have my movies for the car ride, but then let's save the TV shows for when I get there. I did not save them. I watched them immediately in the car ride.
So your mom was like, these episodes are your special treat. Don't eat them first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you ate them first.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. And like the commercials are in the VHS recordings. Like everything's in there. So it's not even an hour and a half of content at that point. It's probably 60 minutes of content and 30 minutes of commercials. But I could rewatch The Road to El Dorado over and over.
That's a really good one.
Thank you. It's almost unwatchable now as an adult.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've seen it. Is that?
It's a DreamWorks animated film.
Oh, okay. Not the original, the old-timey one with like Bob Hope and
no, it's not that.
I'm dating myself. I'm not that old. But there was a original,
but you knew
like,
a Bob Hope one more than you did the DreamWorks one. No, it's one that probably doesn't hold up in terms of colonialism and bodies.
It is so violently does not hold up.
Yeah, I think it misses almost every category.
But it's too, I think, like Spanish colonizers coming to hang out with the fun people who already live here.
They fall in love with the princess, and the bad guy is the religious figure of the tribal community.
Oh my god, yes.
Great.
Yes. Very problematic. I could watch
animation's beautiful though.
Beautiful animation.
Oh, and the armadillo.
Hilarious armadillo. A fun sport sequence.
Yeah, I remember that sequence. It's good.
And there's also a little bit. It's a little love triangle-y vibes between the two bros and their girl.
It was kind of Challengers before.
Whoa.
Challengers.
Yeah, the Road to El Dorado actually galloped, so Challengers could play tennis.
So now do you carry that kind of travel with you? Like when you're on a long haul flight? I don't know how many long haul flights you've taken, but because I just load up on movies and I don't sleep on the plane. I just watch movies.
That's actually a good question. I have this like weird thing where I need to like trick myself. So it's like, yes, I need to load up on a bunch of movies and songs and podcasts, but I need to end up kind of not using them.
Yeah, that happens to me.
You just need to know they're there.
Yes. If you don't know they're there, you are screwed.
Yeah.
I also feel like I'll do something similar where I bring like every activity I have. Like I'll be like, here's my sketch pad. Here are my knitting needles. Here's my paper mache. And I'm like, somehow I'm going to get all of this done in this 2-hour flight.
It's very important that all of the space in my under the seat backpack is filled with crafting activities.
Yes.
I have a jacket that I wear every flight that is just full of
it's like 20
crossword
pounds.
puzzles. Yeah, everything.
That's smart.
So when you got there, were you the type of kid that was like, yeah, mountains, yeah, bison, yeah, eruptions out of the earth. I want to watch TV?
No, I was fully enjoying the eruptions. Okay. I found the eruptions very confusing. I was like, why are we waiting an hour for this to happen? And then I saw it and I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Cute.
Can they press the button again?
Exactly. Can't wait to see it again. And speaking of the bison, we saw buffalo like when we were driving through. Scariest shit of my life, dude. They were right there.
Do they attack cars?
Right, I don't think they do. I don't think. Maybe they do like once a year or something. I'm just making that up.
I'm not sure. Everything I hear is like people getting out of cars.
Yeah,
that's the trouble. But like, because they are right on the road.
They're
and
right there. And they're humongous.
Yeah.
So I was genuinely very scared of them.
Scared in a way that thrilled you, or
well,
just scared?
Imagine that I'm sitting in the back seat with my very small cube-shaped TV VHS player, and
wait, it wasn't a part of the minivan?
Not at all. No, they like had to hook up an adapter into the cigarette lighter.
They were like, there's only one way we're going to get through this drive.
So like, I'm kind of relaxing back here and you guys are like doing something really scary outside. Like, so, it was more genuine fear than titillating fear, I would say. The guys are on the other hand, titillating fear. I liked that. The idea of accidentally slipping into that geyser and falling into the earth.
I know. I think about that a lot.
There's always a story about like a guy's dog went in and he went in after it and he died. Like I feel like
There's
I've heard
always
that
that
story at
story.
every natural hot water place.
Yeah.
Because there's just something so exciting about just slipping into the earth and never
it's
coming
so
out.
Exciting. Yeah, dissolving back
Can't
into
wait
our
till
earth.
that's me.
No, any day now.
Once the big one gets here.
Yeah.
Wait, so what about that trip turned you on to travel? Like, was it the titillating eruption? Was it?
Well, it was just like such a magical experience to like. I love the road trip thing. I love going to the gas station, getting candy, and my parents were just like. I was talking to my mom about this trip and she was like, we weren't like flush with cash. So like we're bringing like a mini fridge into the hotel so we can like store snacks and stuff. And so I was like, it's just really cool. It's like, I don't really, obviously it's expensive to travel and, you have to pay for accommodations and stuff like that, but it's not like we were like doing an excursion or anything.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool that as a kid, you don't realize that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is that to me, my parents, like that trip is so emblematic of me. Like my parents made travel seem very normal and like not extravagant. And like, you don't need to stay in a fancy, I would have loved to be staying in a fancy hotel, but I didn't think about that as an option or a need. So,
and it's kind of fun all being piled into one motel room.
Yeah. And so it was, just, I felt like it kind of like opened the world to me because I was like, whoa, we drove so far and we came to this crazy place and there's buffalo on the side of the road.
And honestly, you got to watch TV for a lot of it. But it's
Thank you.
like, as a kid, that's kind of what you want to do anyway.
And you know what? My mom was right. I should have saved the Regrets episodes. I did not want to watch them as much. Once
Once you got there.
You're like back to El Dorado on repeat.
Absolutely.
Brutal.
Okay, Jewel. Tell us a story about your best trip.
I have to reveal something so true. It's Disneyland.
You're not the first
Really?
Disney head.
And I
Disney
won't be the
head?
last.
Is it Disney head? What's the proper
Well,
nomenclature?
the
Disney
derogatory
adult is
term is
derogatory.
Disney adult.
Okay. Well, I noticed I didn't use the derogatory
Thank you.
term.
Though I am a Disney. Well, I don't know. If Disney was affordable, I would be a Disney
You're
adult.
like, I would love to be a Disney adult. Instead, I'm a Disney peasant.
That's so true. I'm a tourist. I'm a tourist. Yeah, but when my sister and I were teenagers, and my sister had my sister's about 5 years older than me. She had her license. We lived in San Diego. I forget if we had an annual pass because annual passes were like really cheap for SoCal residents back then, or if we just went. But we went to Disneyland during a Disneyland promotion called The Year of a Million Dreams.
Wow.
And you guys, a million dreams came true on that trip for us. Like,
List them off. All 1 million.
First of all, we're teenagers and we are in Anaheim by ourselves.
Yeah.
So
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's
Thank
always
you.
fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
And
thought it was
sisters.
awesome.
Oh. Yeah.
And like, we're already both into Disneyland. Like, we think everything is fun and we love the efficiency of trying to get on as many rides as we can. And like, we have been to Disneyland plenty of times, so we understand how fast passes work. Like, you know, we're not plebeians. Like, we know how to get what we want out of Disneyland.
Yeah.
So, and you're with somebody who wants and gets that as much as you do.
That is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
important.
Yeah, it is, because often it's my dad is that way and Rachel is.
You need enthusiastic consent if you're going to go full Disney on somebody.
There needs to be like a contract drawn up,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Honestly,
Yeah.
People need to take quizzes beforehand.
Yep.
We need to compare personality charts.
Yep.
Yeah. The compatibility is a huge thing. And I just remember at this time, California Adventure was already open. So we were hopping between the parks. The Bugs Land was alive.
That's the one you go to first.
Yeah, that's
was that brand new?
interesting choice.
I think it was brand new.
Okay, it must have been.
We loved a Bugs Land. But what I specifically remember is because it was the Year of a Million Dreams, they were
What does that mean?
the Year of a Million Dreams promise was like random fun shit is gonna happen to you.
Whoa, that's fun.
Okay, can't wait.
And random fun shit did happen to us. But here's the thing. Here's one random fun thing that I genuinely think was part of the promotion, which was that we like asked a guy who was like sweeping up trash like where something is, and he was like really sweet, and we chatted, and then he like gave us free fast passes.
Hell yeah.
To Indiana Jones. Great ride, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's a great ride.
Thank you.
Yep.
I built it.
Nice work.
But so that I think that's a normal thing Disney employees could do in the past when fast passes were physical tickets.
Yeah.
But now it counts as a dream.
It counts as a dream. And I do think in this particular promotional era, they were like trying to do it more, like give them out to everybody.
Yeah.
But because that was the promotion, anything cool that happened, we were like, this is a part of it.
This is a million
another
dream.
one of the Like, I remember there was like a cool princess type, meet the princesses thing that was a little unusual. And we were like, it's part of the dream. Like,
What was unusual about it? Like,
I think it was before they were. Making these like little hidden hallways where you could meet like 3 characters in a row.
yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps they were testing it out, or perhaps I just didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, it was like a secret little
It was,
spot.
it was like on the way to Toontown. You're like, what?
And just somebody was like, hey,
You want to see some princesses? Come in here.
I got 2. What's your favorite princess?
Mulan.
I got her.
And don't worry, Cinderella's back there too. That's how it felt. And like, they have coloring things, and like all of these things are like things that to me, I'm like, they should just be normal parts of the extremely expensive Disneyland experience. But again, we designated extremely special magic to them because they made us believe it.
Man, that's psychology, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, two things. So first, 2 things that you made me think of. So first one is like, because my family is big into Disney. We went a lot, and there was a point where my sister and I got tired of it, and we were like over it. But like, my family's from Orange County and San Diego, and like, so we were down here a lot from Portland, and we're always going to Disney. And there was like a point where my sister and I were like, as we were walking in, we were like, let's pretend we're like little kids seeing this for the first time. We were like in our probably like early 20s, and it was incredible.
That's
it was
so
like,
sweet.
It like instantly switched on like everything we took as that face value. Like the princesses were the actual princess from the movie,
right?
Like,
oh my god,
yeah. It was like, oh my god, Belle is here, and like, so it was like that little mindset of just like, yeah, let's just just give up and like give in and to the joy. So yeah, that psychology.
It's a huge part of Disneyland. That unfortunately, but it's like you have to be in the right mindset.
Yeah.
I also think if you're like not necessarily a Disney person like myself, the best trip I had to Disneyland, I went with my friend Samantha, and we were like in high school, and we gave ourselves our own mission, which was to ask people working rides to take pictures with us instead of characters. And they were like really bashful and kind of excited about it. So there are like a bunch of pictures of us with like the guy who was working like the Astro Blasters ride or whatever. I think they gave us like my first time in Disneyland pins because they assumed we had never been there before. But like I feel like giving ourselves our own mission also made it more fun for us.
Yeah.
Because we were like, let's tear through the artifice and just get normal people to take pictures with us.
We've destroyed the fabric of Disney society.
It's falling apart at the seams now. It was like people were generally pretty like surprised and hype. It was really cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. I'm gonna do that next time.
I know. That's a good hack. Little Disney hack.
Disney hack.
And then my other thing is like I always want Disney to be more like have that like more surprises, more immersiveness. Like I'm a big immersive theater fan, and I'm like once I did like a Sleep No More type show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Disney.
Yeah.
I want that.
Imagining those actors though doing that to like 4-year-olds without an attention span.
I know.
Is...
I have to keep reminding myself that like that's not what this is. They don't have the money. There's not the interest. They tried that with the Star Wars hotel.
Well, did they try though, or did they say they were gonna try and then they didn't try at all?
I don't
Wow,
know. I
this
didn't
is a
go.
hot take.
I didn't have
Jewell?
$5,000 for one night.
Jewel, how do you really feel?
Did you go?
No, of course not. Of course, I also didn't have 5,000.
She's a Disney peasant.
I'm a peasant. No, but of course I watched all the Jenny Nicholson YouTube content about it, and of course I was waiting because I thought that was really cool too. They like pitched not only the Star Wars hotel but the Star Wars land in Disneyland.
Yeah.
They were like, it's gonna be super immersive. It's gonna be very like role play. You can really. Oh, I did have a magical experience.
Oh,
Okay.
In the Star Wars land when it was first opening, and again they had falsely told us, advertised that there was going to be all these role play elements in this land and that you could interact with characters and go play out narratives with them. So there were all these like vestigial remnants of that still, like which you can still do. Like you say like bright suns to the people who work there and they're like bright suns, or they have some response. It's like little language things. I don't know. And honestly, I'm not a Star Wars person, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about at all. But so I went around when it was first opening, and I did a little research. We bought some blue milk, and I'm holding my expensive blue milk, and I talked to one of the cast members, and I'm like bright suns or whatever I was supposed to say, and they are immediately like, "Oh, would you like a tour?" And we're like, "Yes, give us a tour."
Whoa.
That's exactly what I wanted. And they give us a tour, and they're in character, and they have their own vibe and character, and then they walk us on to like the extremely long wait line, and I was like, boom, see,
whoa, yeah,
magic happens.
Magic happened. I gotta wait in this 2-hour line now.
Wait,
we
you
walked
skipped
on.
it. Yeah.
We walked on.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Okay, that is
cool.
magic.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Yeah.
And like as we're walking on, we're like, are we walking on the line right now? Anyways, so it's like I agree that I feel like Disney does have the capacity to be doing these more immersive things, but they're not.
That's the thing. I don't know if they do have the capacity.
That's true.
I want them to do it, but I don't know if the demand is there for the general public.
I think it would be so difficult to like get crowds through that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I like it, like the small things, if because I also love at Disney World, where my family goes there too, and they have a card game that you get these collectible cards and you go around and you wave them at certain spots.
Oh yeah.
And like you defeat people with your spells and you win more cards and you build and but nobody plays it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm like, that's so cool. That's like,
yeah, and somebody behind the scenes has designed all this shit, and they just like can't.
They've
or
spent
won't
years
implement
of their
it.
life, designing this card.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I see you.
Wait, so your sister and you had pops of magic happen.
We did.
Yeah.
You were independent.
Yes.
Fiercely. Any other stuff from that trip that's memorable, or it's more just like the feeling of like you guys are two crazy women out of the house taking Disney by storm?
Another element of it was like every single meal we had was like the best meal we'd ever had, and was designed by Walt Disney for us personally. Like we were like,
well, that might play into our next question.
You memorized our question sheet, didn't
Great
you?
segue. She's better than we are.
I know.
Wait, Jewel, what's the tastiest thing you've eaten on a trip? Is it something from this Disney trip?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, wait. Tell us the
okay.
Disney ones and then get to the real
Yes.
one.
Clam chowder bread bowl. That's my
Yeah,
Oh, I
clam chowder
fucking
bread
love,
bowl.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I love this house.
When the
bread
bread bowl
bowl.
gets all soggy and you're like still going at it.
Yeah.
There's like
That's a good
alchemical
time.
reaction that's happening between the clam
Yeah.
chowder and the bread bowl.
And if you're a mush person,
Rachel's a big mush
great,
head.
a great reaction.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know about your kind. Never heard
Yeah.
of you before.
Slop,
She's a
mush.
slop adult.
Wow.
There are Disney adults and there are slop adults. You know, oatmeal, mashed potatoes, soup.
I think count me in.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think I am.
You
as
just
well.
might be a slop adult.
Okay, food. What? Sorry, what was the question?
Oh yeah. What's the tastiest thing you've eaten on a trip?
Okay, on the Upper West Side,
Okay.
there's a place called Absolute Bagels,
Oh.
and
Absolute bagels.
it's the best bagels. I know it's a controversial thing
Yeah,
to do.
that's a big statement.
I know it's a controversial thing to do. And I was thinking what's the best thing ever, and like, bro, they boil them, they pop them out, they dump them onto the pile of bagels, and then you don't even need it to be toasted because they just dumped it out.
I mean, that's all New York bagels should not
No,
be
not,
toasted.
but they're not all. It's not true. They're not
I
all
know,
like
but
that.
yes, they
not.
This
aren't
one
all
was
like that, but-
special. What was on it?
Just cream cheese.
Yeah,
Plain?
that's all you need.
Just plain cream
Yeah.
cheese.
Dang. So it's just the perfect bagel.
It's just the perfect bagels. I really love them.
Do you get a plain bagel? Do you get like a
You get whatever just came out of the hopper.
Whoa,
Yeah.
so what'd you get?
In this case, this particular memory I'm thinking of where I watched the bagel hit the other bagels. And I said, that bagel. He said, you don't want toasted, right? I went, no. No.
Good.
That was a plain bagel. But if they're going to come out with an everything, that's fine for me. An onion is fine for me. A salted is fun for me.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got fine and fun.
What is there one that you'd say no? Raisin?
No, I'd say, can I get a plain also?
Yeah.
Can I also get a plain with
Okay,
that?
so you're still getting it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still getting. If it's the only one that came out hot, but don't worry,
Yeah.
that's not gonna be a problem at Absolute Bagels.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I think that's cool because a lot of people we've had on the podcast some people very rarely will say like a very complicated food. It's usually like this was just like the best perfect timing for this very simple food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the circumstances around this bagel? Had you been like walking all morning? Had you just woken up? Set the scene for this bagel.
Yeah.
Great question. So we used to stay when we would visit New York. We had a go-to really like cheapy hotel called the Riverside Tower Hotel, which I want to gatekeep, but
But now it's on.
it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. And
Riverside Tower Hotel.
they have actually since renovated. Sad
so
to
it's
say.
probably
It will increase in price, surely.
Yes.
But at the time, it was a former, I think it was a former Columbia dorm.
Oh, okay.
And they
yeah.
didn't
okay,
change
so up there, yeah.
Any of it. And it was the kind of place where, like,
Love it.
you had a bathroom in between two twin-size bedrooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And good
Yeah.
times. I loved it.
We
So-
we have a favorite place in San Francisco. That's like
hell
kinda
yeah.
Like that. We'll keep that one. I'll tell
Okay.
you off.
But I can add it to my Google Maps after
Yes.
this. Okay, thanks. Okay. so anyway, so that's like about, I'm trying to remember, it's maybe like 10 or 15 blocks south of this bagel place. So the idea is I'm waking up. I'm trying to remember when because I watched the bagel hit the other bagel. I think I was alone. I wasn't with anyone. Yeah, I was alone. I was staying in this hotel by myself. I was in New York for my friend's wedding in Connecticut, and yeah, I had just, it was first thing I did in the morning, got up, and I like kind of need to eat immediately or else the entire day has been ruined.
Okay.
And my metabolism is shot and
Okay.
everyone is yelling. So it's going straight to that place, also making sure I have cash. Anyway, sorry, that's all planning that goes into it before
So I
that.
walked out of the hotel, walked to an ATM.
I walked past. Do you guys say Zabars or Zabars?
I always said Zabars. But
A third option.
I know.
Potato, petito.
What did you say? Zabars? That sounds good.
That's what I always say. But
what
now
do you
I
think based on
know.
those letters?
Zabar.
Well, now it's hard to
Apostrophe
hear it as
Apostrophe
anything other
S.
than Zabars.
Yeah.
Zabars.
I mean, look, I lived in New York, but I lived in Brooklyn, and I didn't live on the Upper West Side, so I wouldn't trust the way I say
Yeah,
it.
we don't know if your dialect is correct.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm walking past Zabars,
Well, you say it how you say it.
Zabars,
Okay.
and they're inferior ass fucking bagels.
Wow.
But if I was
So you're
desperate,
wagging your finger walking by.
I'm like flipping them off.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, I'll come
Wow.
to you later for cold cuts, but I don't want any of this bullshit right now. And anyways, it's literally, I'm going straight here for bagels. I don't have any other, this is the most important thing. Like, I plan my day around getting up there to get the bagels, and then
Yeah.
whatever else has to happen after is at their jurisdiction.
So then
We-
you watch it hit the other bagel,
Yeah.
and then you eat it.
So, and
That's
at
so
this point, I'm
I want
walking
that
south.
bagel that hit other bagels.
Yeah. I'm walking south. I'm opening the little papery, waxy
Yeah.
container,
Yes.
paper, little baggie. And I'm like, I think I cried.
In fact, if it was so good, or did you cry pre-eating?
You guys, I think I just remembered it was a salted.
Oh,
it was actually
salted.
a salted bagel, not.
so it was
So
fun,
that's
not
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
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 So wait, when did you cry in this process?
I think I cried where the bagel's salted. I'm walking down the street.
Yeah.
I'm,
When did the tears come? Take a second.
I think when I saw it. I think it's when I saw it.
Had you been?
Just like overloaded with schmear.
Yeah, it's
Have you
huge.
had you been going through a hard time? or
Almost
were you-
certainly. Actually, yes. I had just gone through a breakup.
Oh.
The bagel was like it was
Bagel
a
is
totem.
new boyfriend.
New
It was
partner.
like single life can be good, baby.
You can buy your
Amazing.
own bagel as long as the guy at the bagel shop pulls out
Yeah.
the bagels at the right time. What a delight.
So
Wow.
so do you tend to plan your days when you travel around food?
Well, I
It's
definitely
okay if you do.
Sounds like this initial breakfast is really important.
Yeah, the initial breakfast.
the
sounds
breakfast is
important.
very unfortunately the breakfast is so important that it's usually not a fun thing. It's
Yeah.
like I just got to get it
You
immediately.
just gotta get
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Power bar. Yeah.
God, yeah. But yes, I will absolutely plan around food. I have like in my adulthood, I've started adopting the Google Maps saved places method.
Yeah. Yep,
Very
that's
important.
That's my method.
You foodies love to do that. I learned that from you guys. You guys love that shit, and I learned.
You know, if you're doing it, sounds like you're a foodie then.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
very sweet. But actually, the breakup, the aforementioned breakup is relevant to this because this was like a long-term early 20s relationship, and she was one of you guys.
Oh, she was a foodie.
She was a foodie. So
Wow. So you found your own bagel
Yeah.
away from the
I-
foodie.
Didn't need her to find this bagel.
I'm a foodie too.
and I also can have that identity. but like, so when we would go on trips, she was like the one who took care of that stuff. And so now that I'm like, you know, in my new era of life, I'm like, oh, I have to be my own Google Maps person now.
That's hard because it's really nice to offload that onto somebody else.
Yeah.
Garrett
and if
does
they
that.
love it, then it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Garrett does that for us, and I was just in Austin with my sister. Similar sister trip vibes, very exciting. But she
First
planned
time freedom.
first time free from her parents. No, but like I had to be more of the maps person, and Garrett usually is. And like on the one hand, I was like so empowering, and on the other hand, I was like, my phone's almost dead, and this is stressful.
Oh yeah, you gotta have two
Yeah.
external batteries if you're
Yes.
the saved maps person.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
just cosplaying at it, so I didn't have.
No, you know, it was the first time you did it, and like you start learning, like, yeah, bring those batteries. You gotta
Don't
bring those
condescend to
batteries.
me.
Garrett's like, that is my job, and I will continue to do
I'm
my
not
job.
condescending. I'm just trying to make you understand how hard my job is. Jewel, what tourist attraction lived up to the hype?
Oh, excellent question. I just in my spare time have thought about this question. There was no confidential document leaked to me before this interview.
Okay, good.
And I'm trying to remember. Oh,
Really gotta get behind that as leaks.
okay. So, yeah, who is beyond?
It's me.
I think I would like to go with Little Italy in San Francisco. Final answer.
Final answer.
I think so.
We actually love North Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel's aunt lives there.
Oh, lucky.
Very lucky.
She has a spare bedroom.
Did
Yeah.
you want to meet me?
I think she told us before this podcast she was dying to meet. Yeah, Little Italy's cool. Did you?
Yeah.
So did you eat? Because we fantasize about eating at one of the Italian restaurants there, where you like sit on the same side and you watch people walk by.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the whole European style, cafe style.
Yeah.
Did you do that? I
I
haven't done that yet.
I haven't done that because you just can't choose where to sit because there's only 10 tables in the room. So
Yeah.
you just get in there and hope that they let you stay in there.
Yeah.
You just
Is
sit
there a
over
place you went that was like particularly good or memorable?
Well, I was very fortunate. I went to an acting program for a summer
Oh,
in San Francisco.
yeah.
It was
There's the big, what's the?
at American Conservatory
Yes.
Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ADA?
Yeah. Or
ACA.
ACT.
ACT.
Wow.
ADA is-
ACBG.
You just did the equivalent of somebody
UCBGs?
like reading somebody's name but
I
only
know.
reading like
I
the first
know.
and last letter.
Yeah. Yes, ACT. Yes.
Yeah,
That's a
and
very
they're-
good one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a very prestigious actor.
Yeah.
They were in Union Square, and I lucked the fuck out getting a sublet in North Beach, which for anyone who's not familiar with the geography, it's like it's an incredibly central place to
Yeah.
be. It's like a really nice area. It's right in between like tourist Embarcadero, or not Embarcadero, Fisherman's Wharf.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Pier
yep.
39,
Pier
baby.
39. Oh, Rachel loves the little tiny donuts.
Yes.
Have you been?
Yes, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Talk about watching a bagel-shaped thing hit a bagel-shaped thing. Seeing those little donuts like tinkle out of the fryer.
Tinkle out.
They really tinkle out because they're delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're little things. You know what does not live up to the hype though? The Ghirardelli factory.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Don't say that to
Uh-oh.
me.
Sorry, it doesn't live up to the hype.
Uh-oh.
Give me a couple samples and I want to see inside.
Wait,
No,
but
that's fair.
hear me out. Have you had the sundaes?
Yeah, the sundaes are amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
We-
sundaes are delicious.
the last time we went to the Ghirardelli Square was a couple years
Thanksgiving
ago.
morning?
Thanksgiving morning for
You
breakfast.
guys are iconic.
We had the cookie sundae, and it's honestly because I was worried at our Thanksgiving that there wouldn't be any good desserts. So
You are so smart. Your brain is humongous.
it is.
So smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And
okay.
it's a tourist destination, so it's open on Thanksgiving.
That's sick.
Because it's like
Yeah.
a worldwide tourist
It's honestly, it's kind of
destination.
fucked, but
That's sick.
Yeah.
It makes sense though because tourists don't care about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, especially international tourists.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
we
like-
shouldn't even care about it that much.
Yeah, I
Same,
know.
yeah.
I love the sea lions though.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch those guys for hours.
And I love those people who are swimming
oh my gosh, yeah.
in the cold
Oh, yeah.
bay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our hotel that we're gatekeeping only because I can't remember the name of it, is there.
In North
Is
Beach.
in
Oh,
North Beach.
lovely.
Yeah.
And affordable.
And affordable.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is huge news.
We only stay there when Rachel's aunt's spare bedroom is
Yeah.
taken.
I actually don't need to know the hotel name because
'cause
I
you've
have,
got- yeah,
I
you've
have
got
a
a name
friend.
now.
Yeah. You've got Ladwina Van Ness.
Yes. Did you go to Tony's Pizza?
Probably, almost certainly. Is
Yeah.
that next to all the beautiful neon stripper signs?
It's near there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's near. It's right on the square, the Washington Square. Is
yeah,
it there?
yeah.
At the church.
I remember I had a book of poems by Richard Brautigan called Trout Fishing in America, and he's
So San
standing.
Francisco.
I know. There's a picture of him standing, and I think it's Washington Square Park. Do they call it Washington Square Park?
Or is
there
it
too?
Washington Park?
Something.
It's not. Yeah. Yeah.
Richard Brautigan at me, please.
Yeah.
Because I can't. But it was like one of those things where I was like, oh my God, it's like from my book. It's the park.
You're like, I'm connected to the past.
Like
and I'm
spirit.
in
Did
the
you
present.
read it in the park?
Of course I did.
Good.
Wow, and you're like going to an acting school. Like
Oh
you're
my
like
God.
really feeling it.
I was really feeling
Yeah.
it.
If only
Man.
life could always be.
Have you felt it that way since?
Yeah.
No, of course I haven't. Absolutely
You're like,
never
it's
felt it that way.
dangerous to feel that way.
It was magical. And like, yeah, the parks, and you're so close to the water, and
Yeah.
you're kind of hurting your knee because you have to walk up and down these hills so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
But you feel like tired and hungry in that good way.
In
of,
that
like,
really
you've
good
been
way.
walking and
Yeah.
you're a little cold. It's always cold and windy a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Man.
I love it there. I almost was there right now
And
because of the heat wave. I was about to take off, leave LA, and head up to San Francisco.
you're like straight to North Beach.
Straight to North
Straight
Beach.
there.
Yeah. But well, we have this recording.
Sorry I kept you.
It was just for this.
It was just for this. Okay. Next question. Jewel, what has been your biggest fish out of water moment?
Oh, okay. When I went to Wisconsin, I had the biggest culture shock of my life.
Oh my God.
I'm not like, I know it's a little funny to say that, but
it is.
I'm not trying to be
Wait,
funny.
I want to
Compared
hear. I want to
San
hear.
Diego, yeah.
It wasn't necessarily negative.
Sure.
But
Yeah. No,
it-
fish out of water doesn't mean negative. Yeah.
It was culture shock.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, what's the first
Yeah.
thing where you're like, I'm not in San Diego anymore?
The giant parking lots.
Okay.
Enormous
Yeah.
park. And I grew up in the suburbs, so it's like I'm
know.
used to parking
Well,
lots.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're in California,
Yeah.
which is a car. We're like,
Yeah.
all of
parking
Southern
lot
California,
city, yeah.
we are car cities.
For sure. But
Yeah.
just the sheer everything was humongous. The grocery
Yeah.
store, humongous. The parking lot's humongous. The truck's humongous. The road's humongous. Like, but not highways.
So you felt like you were
Yeah.
in your own bug's life. But you're the bug.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
was this
wasn't
before or after Bugs Life?
Bugs
The-
Land.
Bugs
absolutely
Land.
after
Bugs
Bugs
Land.
Land, and I wasn't in the safe,
Yeah.
Disneyland. Perhaps I'm scared to be a bug, but I know it's all going to be
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and you're
But-
giant in No, you are small in Bugs Land.
yeah, you're
So that was practice for Wisconsin.
But those Midwest cities with the huge roads that aren't highways, aren't freeways, but it's wild because they're the term in the urbanist circles is stroads.
What?
Yeah. So they're like
It's like a
Street
street
road?
and a.
exactly.
That's what I
Yep.
said also as
Yep.
well.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
A strode.
Yeah. Where it's like, but it is like, it's like shops along this giant road that are like, you should be able to walk to the next shop, the next like little plaza, but you can't.
No, it's
And
very
just
scary.
Like, it's like 8-10 lanes, and yeah, you can't cross the street. Yeah, but they
Yeah.
consider it just like a street.
It's shocking. It's like, and I get it because Southern California is also, like, especially we're talking about Disneyland, like driving those freeways in Anaheim, like,
Yeah.
these are terrifying technological marvels. So I get it.
You're like, man's gone too far.
Yeah.
Is how you like. Did you feel like you were seeing the decline of man? And I love how you started this with, I don't mean negative.
I know.
I was just like shocked that it like made me feel like I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Is there any like sort of interaction or anything you messed up, or like were you just
Yeah,
like
did you-
trying to pretend like you were from there, but then like panicking? Like, what did it look like?
No, I was fully like, I looked like a sitcom version of a fish out of water. Like, because I was visiting one of my best friends from college who'd grown up there and lived there her whole life. And so she's showing me around. We're doing fun stuff. Oh, God, we went to a pumpkin patch. And
Oh.
oh, my goodness. There was
Dude,
like
that
corn
had to
maze.
be fun.
Did you see the Americana brand meme today?
No.
Where there was pumpkin patches in, I don't know, like the Midwest versus compared to pumpkin patches in LA?
I know what that
Yeah,
meme
yeah,
looks
you
like
can- yeah.
because I've actually been
Yeah,
to
where it's just
A
like
real pumpkin patch.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was insane. Everything was so well. Okay, did I commit a faux pas? No, but I was kind of on the verge of it because the real thing that culture shocked me, I think, was not everything space wise was so big, but time was so big. So like we would like go chat with like my friend's mom or chat with someone like a friend or something. And I was like, oh my God, by the way, these are all lovely people. I had a fun time.
Yeah,
but I was like, oh my God, we are just gonna chat for the next
But don't
3
they
hours.
have somebody more important to talk to, or someplace more important to
This
be, or
grandma
like?
has no connections
rush?
to the industry.
Yeah. Wait.
Isn't their biological clock ticking? Like, aren't they not
Yeah.
getting any younger?
Yeah.
I like the way you said that though. That time is big.
Yeah.
I just went to Lincoln, Nebraska to visit my brother. And similarly, I kind of felt my shoulders come down a little bit because I was like, rush doesn't exist here.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And chat culture is wild where you're like, yeah, you just, you just go. Well, my dad's family is this way. They're Dutch, but it's very much a thing where it's like you just go and you chat for hours and that's just like what you do.
Yeah.
Like in Modesto, that's all there is to do.
You sound like such city folk.
No,
I
but
know. No, I agree though. Like it is cool, Danny. But it is like that's how most of America, a lot of America, like lives.
And that's how we should be living,
Yeah.
but we have to schedule podcasts to chat to each other.
is it a chat if it wasn't recorded?
I know.
No, if nobody can hear it or monetize it, it wasn't a chat.
Wasted time. Yeah.
It was
Well,
just,
don't worry. There's no money in this.
Yeah.
We can consider this a chat, and I gotta let Danny out.
I was going to ask if you got any Kurds while you were there.
Yeah.
Was that part of the culture shock or was that like more the culture like psyched?
that was more culture psyched. Those were culture psyched. I enjoyed them. I didn't become a fan, but I enjoyed the experience.
Okay.
I like the little squeaks. I also spent probably the first 4 days being like, what do you guys mean? Cheese curds. Like they were just like, Jewell, we're just gonna get them and you're gonna try them. Like, just shut the fuck up. What do you guys mean by that?
How old were you when you went?
I think I had just graduated college, so I must have been like 23 or 24 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've just never been to the Midwest. And I didn't know it was going to be so scary.
What was the most scary thing
Scary.
about it?
It really wasn't that scary.
Yeah.
It was just...
What disturbed you most to your core about it?
About Wisconsin.
It was how, like, much I didn't understand the culture. It was, like, how much I couldn't adapt.
Oh, that's interesting. It's always like, I think too, like if you're like we sound like insane aliens talking about the Midwest, but it is like I think if you grow up on the coast, you're like most of my knowledge is like I live on the coast and then I go to the other coast and we go back and forth between coasts and we never go into the middle.
Well, they call them the flyover states derogatorily,
Right.
because of that.
Yeah.
And we watch TV, which is all like California
About the
accents
coast.
and
Yeah.
or New York City. Like, yeah, we weren't taught.
Because when I lived in New York, like every time I would go home to Portland, like Portland's not the Midwest, but it is much slower, much like calmer. And it was always like the first 3 or 4 days in Portland, I'd still be like my New York,
Right.
like tense, like, cutting people off, walking fast. And then eventually, like I'd go home for like 2 weeks at a time because I knew I needed that time to be able to adjust to Portland life. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I would get back in New York, as soon as we landed, I tensed right back up into immediate New York.
That's what's so evil about our nervous systems. It's like, why
I
can't
know.
it work both ways? Why
I
can't
know.
I have 2 or 3 days when I get back into LA where I'm still chill like I was in San Diego?
Know. It's like
Yeah.
as soon as I land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did it hurt your ego as an actor to feel like you couldn't fit in?
Absolutely.
Where you're like, why did I do all those acting classes in San Francisco?
Absolutely. Of course. It's a huge part of my identity that I can adapt and chameleonize.
Yeah, I pride myself on being a
Absolutely.
chameleon too. So when I'm in situations where I can't fit in or I'm like, I don't understand what the rules are,
Yeah.
especially if you're like A+ student energy or whatever,
Same.
where
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, like, I just want to be everyone's best friend for everybody to like me. And then you're like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what the metric is anymore.
Yeah, and like I would have loved to just be like, wow, this slaps. Let me relax into it. But instead I was like, is somebody gonna get mad at me for not being chill enough? Like I was like,
I've got to out chill this grandma.
Yeah, it was, my mind was trying to fill in blanks, but nobody else was asking me to do that.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you doing math? We
Yeah.
just be chilling.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could step into any moment from your travels anytime you wished, which quintessential perfect moment would you pick?
Oh man, there was my only what's the word for the big countries? Continents.
Continents, big countries.
That doesn't count either. The point I'm trying to say is that the only time I flew across a big ocean.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well put.
Thanks. The point is, I went to the UK. I did an Ireland and UK trip with my friend Drea, and it's the only time I've been like anywhere in Europe. And there was one very, very special night where we had separate things we were doing, and I was just walking around doing nothing, didn't know what to do, but I was like, I'm in London. By the way, London, no culture shock at all. Dublin, no culture shock at all.
Wisconsin, meltdown.
Complete identity crisis. So, and I was just walking. We were staying in like a hostel, very center, like near like the Broadway, West End type area. And I was walking by some famous park I don't know the name of, and the opera in the park was playing. So it was the very end, like somebody was singing, and I could hear it from far away. So I was like, let me go figure out what's going on. Walking by myself, and then I finally come upon it, and it's this enormous like Cinespia level crowd of people who are watching opera being broadcast onto a screen. And my impression was that the opera was happening live in the opera house right next door.
Okay.
Wow.
And they were watching a broadcast of it.
This is like what I experienced in Austin, but with the Longhorns game.
You came upon
I did. I followed the noise.
Yeah.
My sister and I. And then we came upon like the University of Texas Stadium, and there are all these people outside tailgating, and they had little monitors with the game playing.
And
you
were
heard-
you so moved?
No. Well, I was like, wow, this is crazy. But I was just, more like good for them.
Yeah.
Glad they figured out how to do
but this was your quintessential perfect moment. I just think it's in London. Of course, their football is opera.
Was it the Royal Albert Hall? Like
almost certainly.
Right there? Yeah.
Almost certainly, yeah. And it wasn't like, the show was about to be over. Like I didn't even really get to watch any opera, but it was just that special thing of like something's going on that I didn't even know about, that I stumbled upon.
And it's like if you had researched that and like been like, I'm going to this screening of the opera in the park, like it would have been great.
Absolutely.
But there's a extra magic to stumbling upon it.
Yeah.
I think
It's one of a million dreams.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Disney's still giving you a million dreams.
You're picking up a theme.
So did you stand there for a while? Or you said it was wrapping up, right?
It was wrapping up. So I did stand there for a while and like literally watch them get clapped at. Like I was like, are they going to sing a little more? And I was like, no, they were doing curtain call, which I don't know what curtain call is in opera. So I assume they were just standing there like triumphantly.
Yeah.
All triumphantly and shit or whatever.
Whatever. I don't care.
They're standing like they just sang for three fucking hours.
In probably a language they don't actually speak.
Yeah.
I could fucking do it.
I could do that. Absolutely.
Nobody claps for me.
I watched for a little bit, and this whole night was just a lot of me just sort of walking around. Like I remember I walked over a couple of the bridges, and it was just, that fun feeling of like, I don't even know what this city has to offer me, but it's already offered me the end of the opera.
Yeah.
Yay. Did you find anything else?
Not this night, but a similar thing happened where I had another day where I didn't have a plan, but I knew like I need to go find something. And they were doing this theater festival called Underbelly.
Yeah, that's the Fringe. Well, that is part of the Fringe. Yes, Underbelly on South Bank.
Yes, exactly, and it's right next. I think it's next to the Eye. The guy that goes in the circle.
Ferris wheel.
Giant
circle guy. Yeah.
It's right next to the Eye, and I just stumbled upon it again. I was looking at the tourist areas, and that's one of them. And they had all these like theater venues set up, and I just happened to be there at the perfect time to go see this like cabaret burlesque show that turned out to be like one of my favorite circus type shows I've ever seen. There was a lady with doing she was on a trapeze, but she wasn't like swinging. She was just on it, sitting on it and spinning around and doing cool tricks, and just she was this is a little inappropriate. Is that okay for the department?
Yeah,
do it.
She had a butt
travel committee. Yeah.
She had a butt plug that had a laser pointing out of it.
Oh my god!
So every time she like did a cool spin,
whoa,
it was like going all over the room. And I was like, and I just found this.
I know.
Yeah, I would be so chuffed.
Yeah.
Very good.
If that were me.
Very good. I was chuffed. I didn't have that much planning in London because we were there for a very short time. So I was just like, it delivered. And probably we were there at the right, like, summertime type of...
Summertime. Are you somebody who likes to plan a lot? Are you more like, I would rather happen upon experiences, even if I might miss?
I'm definitely anxious, so I want to plan. It's kind of like the plane thing where I'm like, I need to have 15 movies and then not watch any of them.
Yeah.
Okay, you need the plan so you know you have it, but you're not necessarily following it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find it extremely delightful if something happens to me that I didn't plan, as you guys can tell by now.
Yeah, trapeze butt plug is
I know. Yeah, if you had been like, hey, you want to go to the trapeze butt plug laser show?
I probably wouldn't have gone.
I know.
That sounds not good. Actually.
Yeah, but then you're there and you're like, wow. Like London, and I'm here.
Art.
The underground theater scene.
Okay. So maybe the answer to this may be trapeze butt plugs, lasers. But is there a local custom you've observed while traveling that you've implemented or wish you'd implement into your daily life?
Okay, so same trip, but in Ireland.
Okay.
Oh my God, I just had a flashback to being in a horse field in Ireland that I was not supposed to be in. But I didn't realize I was not supposed to be there. This is not the answer to your question.
Where the horse is kind of like, hey, what are you doing here?
It was like I thought I was walking through public land, and afterwards I was like, fully that was not public land.
Oh, it doesn't
a guy
matter.
hopped on your back.
Well, I can't
Started
speak
writing.
to Ireland, but in the UK it doesn't matter.
This was actually in the UK. This was in the UK. It was near
doesn't
Bath.
Matter. You can go. Yeah, you are allowed. They have a right to roam law.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
I knew it in my soul.
There's like parts. Wait, does near Bath? I know Scotland has a full right to roam. I don't know about England, but a lot of it they do allow you to
that is
private
really
fields like that.
You know what?
To roam through.
That makes me feel great because I had first of all I had this experience. I like walked through this beautiful magical field, and then I was like, that was amazing. And then I was like, oh shit, I think I wasn't supposed to do that. So now I can peel that back.
Yeah, there's no warrant for your arrest in Bath.
You don't have to feel bad no more.
Thank you.
You don't have to feel Bath no more.
Okay, sorry, that was a complete. I just like that's so ravened into the horse field. Okay, the thing I wanted to say to answer your question about customs is in Ireland, it absolutely blew. They do this in the UK too, but it blew my mind that when you order any sort of baked good, they give you clotted cream, butter, like they'll give you whatever you want to make that shit taste good.
Yeah,
that I can't say I've like fully adopted that into
you
my
don't put
life.
Butter and clotted
But
cream
that's
on
what
everything
you
get.
wish you could implement.
It's
It's like having a space in your fridge that always had clotted cream
Frozen
and jam.
pizza,
Yes.
add clotted cream and butter.
Like it just would make every food.
Yeah, no,
It makes it all better.
it does.
I
That's
was
their
impressed.
ketchup.
Their ranch dressing.
Yeah.
Can I get a little? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. And it feels so decadent to just be like
Yeah.
smothering a scone in it. And the scones are always like a little warm.
know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is served to perfection. And the other thing is like if the scone's not that good, it doesn't matter because
It's
I've
still covered in
slathered it
clotted
in cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just a vehicle for
Yeah,
the clotted
one
cream.
hundo.
And the clotted cream doesn't even actually have like a huge taste to it.
No.
But I think my body still, like my tongue is still like fatty.
Well, because fat is flavor. Like fat is like where the flavor gets conveyed to your mouth. And so the flavors of the scone are really going through that clotted cream. Like fat is where the flavor comes
Nobody's disagreeing with
from. No,
you.
you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
We were just both politely nodding our heads, and then you got more frantic.
Garrett, I believe you. I mean, Agent
Sticky Toffee Pudding.
Toffee Pudding.
Yes.
I believe you
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, okay.
about the fat.
Do you want to say it one more time?
Fat is flavor. Eat fat.
I actually, my nutritionist just said that to me this morning.
Really?
Oh my god!
So I can
that's
corroborate
so good
this.
to hear.
Yes.
What fats are they recommending?
She actually, she was just like, you need to get some sauce on some stuff. It sounds like your meals are missing fat, and that's why they're not having that satisfying punch.
Oh, wait. So do you go to your nutritionist and you're like, my food's just not hitting?
My food's boring.
It doesn't sound like nutritionally based at
know,
all.
I
It's just
know.
like, how do I make my food taste better?
Yeah, she's actually just a fun chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun lady who likes to cook. But she would agree with your statement.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Okay.
Scientifically.
yes. Okay. Are you ready for a lightning round?
Okay.
That was not in the leaked document.
Hope you're not anxious now because
Yeah.
you couldn't plan for this.
I couldn't.
Yep.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, beach. For sure.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
City or country?
City.
Beer or wine?
I don't drink, so
Okay.
Slurpee.
Cool.
Slurpee.
History or modern?
Oh, history.
Clubs or cafes?
Cafe.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Fancy or casual?
It's a little fun. It's fancy.
Fancy.
Ooh.
Shit, her quintessential moment was an opera.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Dogs or cats or cows or monkeys?
Oh, cows.
Wow.
So the one that really throws me for a loop. Beach and cold.
I know. Upsetting, right?
No.
And cafes and night owl.
Yeah.
That one was a harder one because I love to dance, but I also love to sit around and like you guys proposed, stare at the North Beach tourists. I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Read
Okay.
poetry.
Jewel. We are going to take a second to tabulate your answers here. If you have a poetry chapbook to read, go ahead and read it now. And we'll be back in just a second.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. And we're back
As if no time has passed.
In the moment.
in the moment. Did you have fun on your phone?
No, I was reading my poetry chapbook.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Were you really?
No.
I didn't know if you had a digital version.
No, I messaged my sister and I said, they're making my trips for me now. And
Wow.
because she will be coming.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Good.
that answers
good to
the
know.
question.
Good to
I
know.
was gonna. Okay, that is. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay.
Rachel's going first.
Okay, here's the trip I have planned for you, Jewel. Okay, so you will obviously be going with your sister, and we're flying first class for a 14-day trip to France and Switzerland.
Wow.
Is that what you did?
Okay. There. I start off in France as well.
Okay.
Holy, I'm going to France.
You have no choice.
Once we have the money to send you on this trip.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Okay, but we're starting in Zurich.
Okay.
So you should know that every single day of your stay in Europe, you will be staying in a place that is on the second floor of either a restaurant or a bakery, so you can eat breakfast right away.
She listens.
So you can actually have a great breakfast and not just a survival breakfast.
Wow.
And I'll even have them reserve a little spot for you and your sister so you don't even have to wait. You can even call in your order the night before and they'll make it for you.
I was going to make you wait 4 hours every morning before you eat.
Get really mad and hungry. All right. So you should know that in Switzerland, generally, the vibe is going to be there will be vegetables, but there will also be lots of fondue, raclette, and roasty is a national dish, which are slimly sliced potatoes that are fried in oil. It's going to be delicious for a potential slop curly. So on the first day, you're going to do a boat ride on Lake Zurich. You'll go to Zurich West, which is a very trendy street area full of cute shops to do a lot of window shopping. And now's where it gets hard because I'm going to have to pronounce Swedish words that I don't know how to say.
This is where you get trapped.
Welcome to Kunsthaus.
Dunk?
Nope. Kunsthaus.
What did you
Zurich.
say?
The city's premier art museum. It's got some Picasso and Munch, along with a lot of Swiss artists. I'm not familiar with Munch, I've got to say. Is that how you say it? Munch?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
he's
a-
the
yeah.
Scream.
Yeah.
The Scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way that dude's name is. People would talk about
He is
it.
the scream though. Yes.
Munch. Okay. Then
Munch is the scream.
that's Jewell if she doesn't get breakfast on time. Okay. So then you'll go to majestic Rheinfall and the historic medieval town of Schaffhausen. Rheinfall is this like gorgeous waterfall and there's a castle on top. So it's
Wow.
very picturesque and scenic. You can go on a tour of the castle. I think castles are cool. And explore the medieval town. Then you'll go to Grindelwald, known as the Glacier Village, where you can do some alpine activities or
Oh my
explore the
God.
area. I read somewhere. What did I read about? Well, I'm never getting it back. Anyway, Glacier Village is popular for a reason.
And the reason is
And the
true.
reason is, we all agree. You'll also go to Lake Geneva and to Geneva in general, see another city. You'll also go to the Swiss Vapeur Park, an amusement park where you get a look at miniatures and ride little trains. Because I want you guys to have kind of like a fun amusement park moment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll go see the Chateau de Chinon, a medieval castle that includes dungeons, which is kind of sick. And then you'll just be like walking around and all of a sudden, what happens? You're here in June. This is crazy. You've just caught the Alpine cattle ascent.
Wow.
The Alpine cattle ascent, when all the Swiss
Yeah.
cows go up the mountains into the Alps.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
You
could have
get-
planned this. You couldn't have planned it. You couldn't have planned it. It just happens.
Wow, you're bringing magic into this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the trip of a million dreams. Because then when you'll go, then like when you're back in town, this is crazy. You're also there during the time of the Swiss Yodeling Festival.
Oh my God.
A festival that features concerts, folkloric presentations, traditional food, and of course, Swiss yodeling. Not to be forgotten.
Of course not. God.
This may not have been something you sought out for yourself, but you're in the magic of the moment. You know, you're seeing champion yodelers,
Absolutely.
young and old. Then I'll go ahead and have you go to Lyon, France. You'll meander through its narrow streets and hidden passages as perhaps your guide unveils the stories behind the St. John Cathedral and the area's historical significance.
Perhaps.
I wrote that myself. Other things you might find yourself eating here are quenelle. I cannot pronounce French words. It's a mixture of creamed meat, sometimes combined with breadcrumbs with a light egg binding formed in an egg-like shape and then cooked. They kind of look like fluffy empanadas with cream sauce. It looks really good.
Yum.
Do you like creamed meat?
Not when you put it like that, but when you put it like
Cream
that.
chicken, you
Cream
know.
chicken?
But
Okay.
when you say empanada, I feel fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I was
fair.
like, let me
Yeah.
make you feel safe.
Thank you so much.
There will also be praline tarts. Then you'll go, of course, to the. I did these out of order. You'll also go to Leon's Green Heart, which is the Tetior Park, where you'll enjoy a stroll around the lake through botanical gardens and past the zoo. Then I'm gonna have you go to Paris. Oh, one more. Yeah, in Paris. No, I thought this was in Lyon. The Basilica of Notre Dame, but that's in
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah. But they probably have
Oh,
a few.
There's another one in Lyon called the
Yeah.
Basilica of Notre Dame de Fourvière. I can't do it. And they also have these like old Roman theaters. So basically, I guess in this part of Lyon, there were also gladiators there, and they would put on Roman.
Speak into the mic, please.
They would put on Roman plays and stuff. So for your little actor internal lady, you can check out these super ancient theaters, which
That
is
is
really
cool.
cool. Okay, then you're going to Paris. You're seeing all the museums.
Of course.
If you're into it, you're gonna check out the crypts. If you're into it,
yeah, I'm good with that.
I think
A
they're
little,
so cool.
a little claustro, but I'm going.
You're going, and then you're gonna enjoy some perfect baguettes, cheese, maybe the Seine River cruise, and then finally, you're gonna end on the Bay of Mont Saint Michel
Oh,
in
yeah.
Normandy.
Yeah.
It's this like gorgeous beach, and there's this like
You've seen
huge.
pictures.
There's this again a huge like there are these beautiful like sandy banks. There are tidal pools. It's like catches the sunset perfectly. There's like wildlife, the highest tides in Europe, and there's this huge castle on an island that you can see, and it looks like it came out of the sky or the ocean. or
What the
something.
hell?
Certainly not built by
It looks
man.
fake,
It
but it's real.
It's almost like you're Disney in real
Yeah.
life out in the wild. So that is basically all in all the France and Switzerland trip I am pitching to you.
Wow, that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
Thank you.
How much commentary am I allowed to say now?
I mean,
before
as much
it's-
as you want.
no,
No,
you
as
can't
much
give
as you
Garrett
want.
any
Okay.
helpful intel.
Well, yeah. You
So
can't
you'll
com-
you'll
yeah.
weigh it out at the end
Neutral?
where you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
liked this about yours, this didn't hit for me about yours, like this about yours, this didn't hit.
I
And
will
then you
say
pick.
neutrally, that was unbelievable.
Huh. Well, that's because you haven't heard mine yet.
Wow.
Okay. Rachel ends you in France. I start you in France. Ends you.
I forgot to mention I will kill you because you'll never be happier.
Yeah.
You'll never be happier than that moment.
So I'm starting you off in Paris. But you'll spend a day. You're going with your sister. You'll spend maybe a day in Paris to acclimate. You'll get used to it. Then you're going to Disneyland Paris. Okay. But hold on. So the whole trip, France. Oh, thank you, Danny. France, Germany,
Wow.
Netherlands,
Whoa.
Denmark.
Oh my god.
All amusement parks.
All amusement parks.
Oh.
Wow.
You are going to I think 5 different amusement parks. So you are going on the amusement park tour of Europe. So you are starting off at Disney Paris, which is apparently much better than it used to be. It used to have like a kind of a bad name.
I was gonna say, isn't
Yeah.
that like the worst Disneyland?
It is. It is.
It can only go up from there.
Yeah, it can. It's,
Absolutely.
Oh, and it is going up from there because next you're going to Strasbourg. It's a beautiful city on the border of France and Germany. You'll spend another day there acclimating. Then from there you're going to Europa Park,
Ooh.
which where's my tab? Okay, Europa Park has 20 themed areas. around 100 rides, several shows, 14 roller coasters, 6 hotels. It is one of the most popular theme parks in Europe and one of the top for immersive. It's not the top for immersive in the world. The top immersive theme park in the world is coming. But
Wow.
It's just a beautiful, it's just a fun theme park that very much like all the Europeans go to. So you'll be kind of around other Europeans on family vacations, other Europeans like you are Europeans yourself. And all of the different areas. Wow, they even have, guess what the mascot is?
A cow?
Ed Euromouse.
Oh my God.
Wow.
They have a gentleman mouse, but he's a gray mouse
Sure.
as their mascot. Ed Euromouse.
Of course.
So you can do a little comparison.
Absolutely.
Next,
He's absolutely not Mickey Mouse.
he is not Mickey Mouse. I do not mean to say.
Don't know the man.
Don't know who that is. Next, you're going to Cologne, Germany, to Fantasia Land, where you will stay in the hotel in the park, the Hotel Charles Lindbergh, where at night you can walk around one of the lands after it closes.
Shut up.
That land is Rookland. Are you a steampunk fan?
Sure. I was alive in the 2000s.
Yeah. Because Rookland is a steampunk version of Berlin.
What?
So it's a park that this section of the park is the Berlin themed section of the German park, but it's a steampunk version of Berlin, and you get access to it at night with all the other hotel guests, but none of the regular guests.
Yeah, none of the plebes.
None of the plebes. None of
You
the
can be a rook fancy woman.
yes,
A rook lady.
A rook adult.
Rook
A
adult.
rook adult.
Yes. And they have a bunch of different lands. Their lands aren't as plentiful. They've got okay. So they've got their Berlin themed land. They have their Mexico themed land.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
Why that one?
yeah, I'm sure the Germans did it well. They have their Chinese land. They have their mystery land, a medieval village, Klugheim, with Nordic symbolism in a mystical dark atmosphere.
A dark atmosphere.
With gloomy castle complexes in the basalt mountains.
Wow.
They have a fantasy land with Wooze Town, playful, child-friendly fantasy world around the Wooze people, WZE, in Wooze Town and Bambergen at the Mondsee Moon Lake.
I hope that meant something to you.
Yes,
This feels like a
And-
Dr. Seuss book.
I know.
Yes, it does.
And then they have Africa.
Oh no.
And yes.
Yes, which I'm sure the Germans did well. So after that, you were on your way to Netherlands, to Amsterdam. Rachel knows this one. She's pitched this one before. The Efteling. It is it's the world's oldest theme park, right? Built. Oh, wow.
No,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's called the
Stonewall.
World of Wonders. It's a fantasy themed amusement park outside. It's in the Netherlands in Kaatsheuvel. It's probably worse if I try to say it right. But their attractions reflect elements from ancient myths and legends, fairy tales, fables, and folklore. It was
And that's where the Dutch and Germans are different. The Dutch are like, let's do a fantasy world. The Germans are like, let's do Mexico.
and steampunk Berlin.
Yeah, they're
Don't
like,
forget steampunk
Berlin's
Berlin.
not enough. We need
Yeah.
to make it steampunk.
Those are the two fantasy lands we can come up with. Steampunk Berlin and Africa.
Well, and Wooze Town.
And Boostown.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, quaint little theme park, And then you're going to Denmark, where they have the Tivoli Gardens, which is the top 5, and it's top 5 most visited, and okay. So the one in the Netherlands its history goes back to 1935. So it's not the oldest, because Tivoli Gardens opened the 15th of August, 1843.
Okay,
Wow.
dang.
So if you want to see...
Okay, dang.
That was before the Chicago World's Fair. No, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. We just watched a Loki episode with the Chicago World's Fair. And
It's important to compare things, whether they're before or after.
after the Chicago World's Fair. It's located downtown in Copenhagen, which Copenhagen is awesome. Copenhagen is great. You'll also, while you'll go to Tivoli Gardens, but you'll also go to the Christiania, which is the neighborhood that has broken away from Denmark.
Oh.
And so it's lawless, but it's not really lawless. You see kids getting horseback lessons around the lake. It's an old army base that hippies took over a while ago, and now it's like full of art and just like full of beautiful homes on this beautiful lake, and like very much that you walk to. There's like no roads to get into there. It's great. But yeah, so Tivoli Gardens, it's another beautiful park. It's just with a lot of great restaurants. A friend of mine used to work at one of the restaurants there.
Shouts out.
So I ate. You can have. Do you like truffles?
Yeah, of
Truffled
course.
scrambled eggs. It was great.
Carrot will find any way to name drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I name drop truffles as much as I can. Every
I
truffle
knew a
that
guy
I
who
ate.
worked in a restaurant.
Yeah, they've got nice rides. Nothing huge. You know, this is a park from the early mid 1800s.
Yeah, pre-WF, pre-CWF.
Chicago World's Fair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, now I'm oriented.
But yeah, it's just a beautiful, quaint little. And then at the end, heads of all the theme parks come and ask you
Wow.
your thoughts before you fly home.
So you're going to make Jewell perform emotional labor at
Yes.
the very end.
The CEO.
And you get... Okay. They won't be there. Never mind.
You have to
You know what?
talk
Guys, go.
to Europa Mouse.
Guys, go home. Yeah.
You have to tell Europa Mouse to his face that it was fine.
Ed Euromouse.
Euromouse. That's
Ed
right.
Euromouse.
Wait, where was the most immersive one?
That was the Colne. That was with the that had that's ranked like the most immersive. Fantasia Land.
Oh, okay.
That's the one with Africa. And
Wait. So how is it the most immersive?
just when on lists of most immersive, just what in terms of detailing. So like the Fantasyland, that's also the one with the Mystery Town, which has the Nordic folklore area and the no, that's the Fantasyland is the Woos.
Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe I won't have you talking to the heads of this. No, the medieval village Klugheim with Nordic symbolism and a mystical dark atmosphere.
Oh, yes, I forgot about the dark atmosphere.
If you look up most immersive theme parks in the world, if you happen to Google that, which that's what I Googled, this one comes up as number one. What are you showing me?
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay, one person on TripAdvisor does not call it fab.
They do.
They say it's not fab. It's good, but not fab. But I think so. Do you like the speed demon rides?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Oh no. There went the pitch.
They're good, but not speed demons.
Yeah. Because I personally, like as a Disney person, I wouldn't say I'm a Disney adult, But I am a fan of Disney over all the other theme parks because Disney has more of an atmosphere compared to like
100.
Six Flags. And that's what I love about Disney. And I think that's, places like Fantasialand, which does have some, like cool roller coasters, is more geared towards the atmosphere.
So Disney Paris is doing the heavy lifting on roller coasters.
Do they? I think
Or
they have
no?
at least
probably
one.
Europa.
Europa. Oh yeah.
And Fantasialand has some, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're going mostly for vibes and atmosphere.
Yeah. Which I love as well.
Yeah.
I love as well. But you asked the question, and
I know.
I do also
I know,
like to
that
go
was
a little fast.
Yeah, that was a...
I like
Those
how
are
you
risks.
also ended the pitch with a question. Like, usually you'd be like, "Hey, Jewel,
Uh-huh.
do you like roller coasters or a good vibe and atmosphere? Then do I have the trip for you?" And instead, you stood at the end, and she was like, "Yeah, I like fast roller coasters." You just went, "Oh."
Yes, that is just what happened. What just happened. Yeah.
Okay, wow. This has been an unbelievable day of traveling in my brain. And I can't believe you guys both took me to Europe
know.
and to France.
I know.
That is so confusing because of course I want to go there, but I never thought I was going to get to go until you guys paid for this trip for me to go.
Wow.
Yes, which we eventually, when we have the funding,
Right.
will
Yeah.
pay for.
No tears now.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, how much commentary do you guys want?
Love it.
Just walk us through your thought process of like, this good, this maybe not resonate for me as much.
Okay,
and
great.
my choice is
So, first of all, staying inside of a hotel, inside a park, that is exceptional to me. Like eating a truffled egg,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah.
And then just wandering out into my immersive experience.
Uh-huh.
Very delightful to me. So there are definitely elements of the multi-amusement park tour that hooked me. However,
Great. That's it.
oh my gosh, it feels like Chopped or something.
I know. No, I knew as soon
Like Top
as
Chef.
I was first.
however, I do watch a lot of Chopped. I watch all of those shows. Chopped and Top
Oh,
Chef.
we should talk about
We
Top
are
Chef.
big Top Chef.
Yeah. I saw Michael Voltaggio in action this year.
Oh,
Okay, another story.
Another story for later.
he is like he's a real celebrity to us. In case anyone
Yes,
doesn't know
yes.
who that is.
Yeah.
It was honestly at the Emmys, like at the Emmys afterwards, they do this catered event and he was there working it. And I was like, why are they having a celebrity work this Emmys event? And I was like, does anybody know that the real celeb is right there behind the counter? Is like, who the fuck are you losers? Like, I didn't know any of the actors, but I knew exactly who Michael Voltaggio
Yeah,
was.
Also, as you were talking about Wisconsin, all I was thinking about was the latest season of Top.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God I'd been there so I could
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what they were
relate.
talking
Yeah, yeah,
about.
You're like, it is hard to cook there.
I know. What a weird season. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like, you need to cook bland fish.
Yeah.
That's what you guys need to cook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That,
Okay.
oh,
This isn't a Top Chef
yeah.
podcast.
So sad
Although
to
we
see
could talk
Sue
about
go
the,
on that, though.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Back to my judging panel.
Yeah.
So, here's the kicker though. You Rachel, you Agent
Panakukin.
Panakukin.
Yes.
Yes.
You want to show me a real castle.
Damn.
You want to show me not one, but more than one castle.
I think at least 3 or 4.
It seemed to be 3 or 4. And I have seen a castle here or there because they're just shitting them out in the
Yeah.
United Kingdom. They're
Yes,
just like
they
they're
are,
everywhere. But not the kind that you were describing where
Yeah.
they're like shimmering out of the ocean. And you
Yeah, that one
unfortunately
is-
helped with that too.
I know. I
Mhm.
did. I got excited. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I've
Oh.
yet. I really want to go to it, but you should look at it. We'll show you a picture after this. It's incredible.
To be honest, actually, that whole description of the beach with the sun is setting and there's little water tide pools, and I filled in a lot of blanks. There's like mermaids there for me. That was really special, and yeah, I think. Sorry to say, Agent
Sticky
Toffee Pudding, but you offered me the potential to experience the fairy tale in real life, and the thing is that the reason we go to an amusement park is because we know we're gonna get a controlled environment.
Yes,
we love that. We get to go on rides. We get fun food, but sometimes you gotta take a risk.
No.
You gotta do it in real life.
Look, I agree. I am a real life person. I'm a real life adult.
Finally, he comes out and he says it.
And in the end, most of us are.
Yes.
In the end, most of us are. But the truth is that while that was what sold me, was the ultimate promise of a potential fairy tale, the staying above.
I know, that was a good touch. That was a really good touch.
That's really
I listened.
Yeah.
Well, I know if food's not figured out, then you can't enjoy yourself.
Yeah, Rachel gets this.
Okay.
So it sounds like
Yeah.
Rachel
Your prizes, you get to win a picture of a place I wish we could send you.
Okay, let's get your reaction to this magical place in the world.
I can't wait.
It's like behind curtain number 1.
Wow, holy crap.
Yeah.
This is the
It's like you thought he was cute and then you just found out he was handsome.
This is a wallpaper. This is a desktop wallpaper.
That is
It's kind of crazy.
I mean, this is at dusk or sunrise or something.
Beautiful.
It's been heavily edited probably.
But it's still like
wow.
Can you believe that even exists in real life?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. It looks like what they must have based the Disney logo on, the little production.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
It's really
I think so.
similar.
So I accidentally sent
I
Jewell
thought
to
you did that
real
on purpose.
Disneyland? No.
I'm pretty
just knew.
sure it is. There's another castle that the Disney castle. It's in Germany. There's the Disneyland castle, but I think the logo.
Yeah, like the little, like you're about to watch a Disney movie and the little
shooting
star goes
star.
over. That is giving that.
Yeah.
Hugely.
Would be crazy if true. And completely accidental.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm just shocked it wasn't the yodeling festival that took you over
the
surprise.
festival. Absolutely, I will be imbibing. I cannot wait to hear the yodels.
I've done one of those cow hikes.
Is it cool?
I loved it.
That's
it was
so cool.
It was from the mountains down into the valley.
Wait, what do you mean a cow hike?
So in
I thought the cows were just passing me by.
No. Well, it depends. It depends on how a lot of different places do it differently. But so what they do is in the spring they bring the cows up to the mountains once it thaws, and that's where they graze. And then in the fall the cows come back down.
I should have mentioned they all have flower crowns.
Yeah, they have
Shut
flower crowns.
up.
And so you can join them on the hike up into the mountains or back down into the valley.
Look how cute.
Yeah.
They are beautiful Tumblr girlies. Wow.
They're the real Disney princesses.
They are. Wow. I want to hike down with them.
Yeah. And they usually, I did one in France, like in the countryside, and it's like they have like spots for glue wine and like cheese.
Are they just like the stars? Like, is everybody just like so hype on these cows? They've got to be.
I was too far behind. I missed the cows.
Oh, dang.
So when I did it, but we went to all the different vachons, which is like the huts that the shepherds stay in for the summer. And they're just full of like musicians and
Oh my god.
so cool.
It's so great.
Damn.
That's spectacular.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Wait, but actually, the thank you, that was really
Yeah.
cool. Wait, but actually, that was really cool. I really liked it, and not only because I got to like parasympathetically travel somewhere in my brain, but also because I do love like Chopped and competition shows like this. So thank you for giving me the honor of judging you.
You're so welcome. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you. We'll talk about it in the intro, but you slid in the parasympathetic talking about your podcast.
Yeah, we like to use para as a prefix
for everything.
many times as possible. It's my brand. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jewell.
Thank you.
Again, we do not have the money to send you on this, but eventually, someday.
We are parasari.
Para, no problem.
Para, bye.
Para, bye.
All right. Well, I thought I found stuff.
You pitched a really cool trip that I think a lot of people would have picked over mine.
Sure, but I think more people would have picked yours over mine, and including Jewell.
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited about the cow procession of it all. Like that was a big highlight to me.
It is cool.
Because I think a lot of these places, like magical things, do happen.
They do.
Like a cow procession, and somehow that's more exciting than like Mexico land at
I know.
a German theme park.
I know.
Which
but
would have been interesting.
But I thought the steampunk Berlin, and you can stay in it and
that's
walk around
fucking
at
cool.
night after it's closed. I thought that would be cool.
That'd be really fucking cool.
And like all of these, like I would go to these places. I think it would be kind of cool to see, especially like German families.
Yeah.
Kind of coming
It'd be
out.
really good people watching.
Yeah.
But I think Jewell phrased it perfectly where she was kind of like, I want Disneyland in real life.
Yeah. No,
it's beautiful.
I agree. And I'm on her side. I think she chose well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was I thought I had a fun trip, but I would choose your trip over mine as well.
I feel like Vic Michaelis would have picked the amusement park trip, though.
We should have them back on.
Yeah, really have them weigh in.
Yeah, and we should pitch both of these trips to. We should have a best of pitches and have people come on and choose their dream trips off of other people's dream trips. This is an awful idea for an episode.
You saw my eyes glaze over.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for listening. Send us an email at agentsoftravelshow@gmail.com if you have questions or want to be in a future mailbag episode, you want advice on travel. Check us out on Instagram, agents_of_travel. And yeah.
Feel free to rate and subscribe on any streaming platform.
Leave us a review.
Streaming platform.
Find us on Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.